We are live. We are streaming on multiple platforms. So glad you guys could join us tonight for a very special presentation. I am so excited to partner up and piggyback with my really good friend, Rachel Latuka. Say hello, Rachel, to everybody that's on tonight.
Hey, everyone.
Where are you, Rachel, coming in live from?
Well, I'm coming in live from San Clemente, California. I live in Joshua Tree, but I have a women's networking event today. So here I am, and I'm coming to you live from Target at San Clemente.
Fantastic. We've got a very important message for everybody to share. We're going to just kind of share a little story, if you will. We're going to share a little something, a little just piece of our mind, because in case you haven't noticed right now, there's a little bit of craziness going on in the world. There is a little bit of inflation. There's a little bit of uncertainty. There's, I don't know, World War III. And it's really easy to get caught up in kind of the daily events and the news and the politics and everything going on. In the meantime, there's bills that come into your bank account, right? The money comes in and the bills are here in the mailbox, and then this is kind of the circle that goes, right? We get the bills, and then the bills are due, and if you guys, I don't know if anybody still writes checks anymore, you have a few days delay, but as far as this digital electronic thing going on, the bills show up, and then the money comes in, and then it goes right out, right? So sort of in one ear, out the other, and it's a circular vortex. So no matter what's going on in the world, in life, in politics, and all that, none of that pays your bills. So when we all get kind of sucked into this vortex of like fear and uncertainty and stuff, it really affects us emotionally. I don't know about you guys, but if I ever turn on the news, or, you know, if I get I hear some sad stories, or like today I was on the freeway and we drove by a car that was literally burning up, like completely engulfed in flames, and we drove right by it. And I just can't help but thinking, like, so many people out there have it, you know, rough, have things going on. And so what we wanted to do today was just bring a little bit of sense of like calm, peace, and clarity kind of into the world. So what we do, and I'm going to bring on my good friend Rachel Latuka in just a minute, but what we do is we literally help change people's lives with their health and their finances. And we do it in a way that's very, very authentic. We do it in a way that that everyone can relate to, because just as simple as it is, with products that we love and enjoy, there's a trend going on right now. So 5 years ago, if, you know, Kim Kardashian posted something, everyone would run out and buy it, right? If big influencers posted anything, people just run out and buy it. And the trend has gone through social media now. People are a lot more savvy. They're not just clicking and buying stuff. And what they want to know is it working? Who's it working for? And is the person that's selling it, you know, would they share it whether they were getting paid or not? Would they, is it truly working? And so what's happening is this trend in marketing that's moving toward niche marketing and localization, right? So at the same time we're going global, the world, the economy, products is all going global. The trust and the buying trends are going local, meaning local in terms of nano influencers, micro influencers. So what that means is people are buying from people they know, like, and trust, the age-old adage. So it doesn't matter whether you got 500 or 1,000 friends or 5,000 or 10,000. If you keep it real, if you're authentic, if you're not Pamela Anderson every week with a different company, a different product, and your results and your heart is genuine, your friends and followers will trust you and they will buy from you. The same way that if I own a restaurant and I invite my friends and family to my restaurant, they don't expect to eat for free. And if they do, I'm going to have them in the back doing dishes. All right. So I just want to dispel the rumor, dispel the myth that having, you know, your friends and family and your circle of influence purchase products from you, there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to feel bad. It's 2023. If you're you own a pet store and you're local and I like your product, and you're my friend, I'm gonna go shop at your pet store. If your buddy's a realtor and he's got a good reputation and I like his attitude, I'm gonna use your buddy, right? So this is 2023. And so what we do is we have a business where we have sold over 2.6 billion, that's billion with a B, in products. So we basically have a $500 million in annual sales company, right? Plus, and we've been in business for, gosh, with our collagen, our liquid patented collagen HA products, 7 patents, 37 clinicals, upwards of 12 to 13 years. We've got a rock solid company that ships products on time. They pay you twice a day. There's products for everybody, products that people love, that they want. And probably two things that stand out the most are, number one is redirected spending products. So in other words, we don't want to make the Walton family richer. They don't need our money. Every single kid in that family is a billionaire. They don't need our money, right? Wouldn't you rather support your girlfriend from church or a friend you went to high school with if you like the products, right? That's the catch, if you like the products. But if they're reasonably priced, if they ship to your doorstep, and they reward you for loyalty, or the longer you order, the more discounts you get, and it helps out your friend, why wouldn't you do it? Why, if I've got a friend, like I said, with a restaurant or a furniture store, why wouldn't I go down there and buy it, as long as I like the product, and support my local businesses? The products are made in the USA. And last but not least, we're in a model called social retail, and there's a revolution. In 2023, there's no longer a stigma or a pyramid scam attached to the concept of social selling. Why? Because there's two ways to earn. Number one, you earn on a straight affiliate plan. No matter what, you're going to get paid a certain percentage on any products that you market or that you share, that people click on your link and they buy them. You get paid no matter what, right? Up to 36%. And it's an easy scale. It's easy to predict. Simple, simple, simple. Number two, if you refer other business partners, you get paid in perpetuity a commission on those business referrals at a baseline, commissionable rank. And it's very simple. It's nothing different than eXp Realty or, there's so many insurance. I mean, it's the same way. You make a referral, you get a commission on that person. So you're incentivized to help other people be successful. Just like my mentor, Zig Ziglar, said, you can have everything you want in life if you'll help enough people get what they want. He also said my favorite thing, which is money isn't everything, but it's right up there with oxygen. So that being said, what I'd like to do is sort of share, we're not going to go into, all the product lines and verticals. Just know that the products are rock solid, made in the USA, certified by 3 third-party auditors, MPA, CGMP compliant, NSF manufacturing facility right here in the USA. We got a headquarters in Newport Beach. We got a Formula One team that we sponsor. I mean, this brand is super sexy. I like to, similar to like Starbucks or Chick-fil-A or, Uber or Tesla. I mean, these are brands that, like, you don't ever have to kind of question, the product level, right? You walk into a Starbucks, I don't need to try the cake pop or the lemon loaf to know that, hey, my kids are going to love it. And so this is our brand. And I'm not going to tell you the name of the company just yet. We'll share it in a minute. It's no secret. But I want you to just hear a story from my good dear friend, Rachel Latuka, who was a person that has such an inspiring story. She was at one point in her life, and then, she met her husband, who kind of introduced her to all of this. And then she told her husband, I have a dream of doing something. And then they used this business as a vehicle to go do that dream. And now she's living the dream. Doesn't mean, her life's perfect and we're all get rich quick and all this stuff. We're going to work to make money. And then what's going to happen? We're going to die. Right. So in the process of being born, then going to school, and then working, and then dying, that little window between school and dying, it ought to be a little more enjoyable than sitting in traffic, commuting, having a boss, being tethered down and trapped in a vortex of crap, making someone else rich. So Rachel's story is super inspiring. That's why I brought her on tonight, for you to hear how social retail and this revolution has made an impact in her life. So Rachel Latuka, thank you for being here, and I'll let you take it away and share your story.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. What seemed to be a seemingly insignificant decision almost 12 years ago to join this company has been probably one of the very best decisions I've made and the most impactful decision that I've made for my life as an adult. So when I was first introduced to this, I was a single mom and a bartender. And I just didn't want to be doing what I was doing. I had a goal to move out to the desert and have a wellness center, but I had no idea how that would happen. And so I gave myself the 5-year plan. And within that 5 years, I said, unless something major changes, right? And the next thing you know, the major thing, I was introduced to this product that changed my well-being of my shoulder. It eliminated all the discomfort that I was having from being a bartender, from having this forward motion pour. And so I was open to trying it. I had incredible results with my joint health. And I decided to take a serious look at the business, at the science. And that was almost 12 years ago. So about 5 years into building this business diligently with my husband, we were able to take the income that we had built, take the business that we had built, and move out to Joshua Tree from Orange County, California, out to Joshua Tree to build my wellness center, to build my Yoga Barn Ranch. And so that was my dream. And so we were able to build a really strong team. Like David said, with this business, there's 2 ways. There's the affiliate program to earn an income, and then there's adding team members and making an income in perpetuity. So we were able to build these 2 income streams through this company and move out to a very remote area in Joshua Tree and build out my retreat center. And now that I've been doing that for 5 years, I'm able to build my Modere business simultaneously with running my retreats. And if I told you all of the things that I've been able to do because of this business, you would have a hard time believing me. I've been able to travel the world. I've been able to give back. I've been philanthropic. I have, I've just, I've been able to be a stay-at-home mom, work from home mom, work from my phone. So if you're passionate about getting to be present for your family, this is a vehicle that can take you there.
So Rachel, incredible, inspiring story. I have a couple questions. So I've heard this a few times with people that I've talked to about the business. And one of the common misconceptions about a social retail business or a business like this, where you market, products, is number one is I'm not good at sales. So I hear that a lot. And the second thing I hear is, oh, you've got to have a big following or be an influencer to make any money or do well in a business like that. So my question for you is, what do you say to somebody like that? And my question for you is, can anybody do this? And how hard is it really? Like, what's kind of the secret if you really do? Let's take the gloves off and let's be really transparent. Like, let's keep it real. Like, what's the secret to really getting some momentum in a business like this? Whether your goal is 3, 4, 500 a month, or 5 or 10,000 a month. What have you learned in this journey that you tell to somebody that's new that maybe says I can't do sales, or you got to have a big following? What's your secret in your experience?
Well, I would just say that operating from a heart space and being authentic is going to take you so far. So if you truly believe in this business, or you truly believe in this product, and you share it authentically and consistently, that is what is going to take you to a place that you couldn't even imagine. So anyone can do it. As humans, one of our most innate functions is telling people something we like. Like, if we like a restaurant, we tell people we like it. Well, when you try this product and you have the results, you will want to shout it from the rooftop, shout it from the mountaintop. So that way, when you do share it, you know that what you have is of value and of service, and you're almost doing them a favor by sharing it. So once you can get into that headspace, that is when it's like the switch flips. So anyone can do it. I don't have a big following. I don't have credentials behind my name. I don't have, I'm not a doctor. I'm not an esthetician. I'm not someone that people come to, for beauty and wellness traditionally from my career. So really, it's just a matter of showing up for yourself, showing up authentically and consistently. And that's really what will do it. And then we'll teach you how to leverage the platforms and how to have the apps and how to plug in to what already exists.
So one of the ways that we build our business is really creating curiosity. You mentioned be authentic and just gonna show up, but you know, how authentic is it if you eat at, like, what's your favorite Mexican restaurant in Joshua Tree?
Castanitas.
So did they just pay you a commission, like if somebody goes and eats there next time they're in Joshua Tree?
No, but they should.
Well, that's exactly right. So where I'm getting is, like, when you recommend, Top Gun Maverick, it's the greatest movie in the world because you hear about it. They're not paying you commissions. Like you're every time you promote a brand or anything, literally that is a business, which everybody's got a business these days.
Yep.
You are helping someone out. And, to be able to receive, a commission, a referral commission, it's just good business. It just makes good business sense. And so to be able to have a business with low overhead or a low startup, because we all know what it costs to start a business. So I'm gonna just share an example is, like, if I were to start, the last time I checked on a Subway's franchise, I think it was about 750,000. A Denny's was like 1.5 million. There's franchises out there, but you are literally locked to it. And I was having this conversation yesterday with one of our business partners who's at a point in her life where she's been in the same career for 20 years. She's kind of like thinking, hey, I'd like to make a change, but it's scary. And I don't know if I'm going to be good outside my industry. But she said the thought of going back to work after she's been on kind of a sabbatical for 4 months, she's like, the thought of going back, sitting in traffic, having a boss, sitting there, whether I'm busy or not, having somebody monitor, 8 to 10 hours of my day. She's like, it's literally my worst nightmare. So I said, well, let's get together and supercharge your business over the next 90 days. She said, well, what do I have to do? And I thought, it's interesting when you have a drive and a passion for something outside of your normal routine. If you've got big dreams and something to do, what we do is seriously not that difficult. I tell people I have a paid social life. I literally get to meet new people for a living. I get on phone calls, I get in chats, I get in direct messages, I get to know people, find out where they're from. It's literally a very fulfilling business. And then at the same time, I get to kind of coach and mentor the same way that you do, Rachel, friends. Now, not everybody's going to do it. And quite frankly, our customer ratio to business partner ratio is the highest in the industry. We've got, last time I checked, it was about 13 to 14 customers for every one business partner. So it's not like one of these recruit to recruit to recruit, like we talked about, pyramid type of businesses. It's a long, steady 3 to 5 year build career where you get a few customers here and there, a few more customers. And eventually after your first year, now you've got, 10, 20, 30 customers that they don't all order at once, but if your check was $100 or $200 and just paying for your product or whatever, okay, cool. 6 months go by. Now it's a couple $100 and you just stay consistent. You get a few more customers, right? Just keep talking about it. And eventually at the end of the year or the end of 2 years or the end of 3 years, now that, 3, 4, 500 turned into 1,000, 1,000 turns into 2,000. So that's kind of how it grows. I think we live in an ADD society, Rachel, where, people want it now. They're fooled by like promises of riches and all that stuff. And I'm here to tell you, if you want stability, if you want a business that will be here 5, 10 years from now, if you want a company that will reward, your effort with a solid group of products that works, that are all clinically tested, that people want to buy, not that you have to push on people that call you to order versus you having to push it out there, this is where we're at. So Rachel, let's talk a little bit about what someone would need to do to get started and kind of the overhead and sort of the costs to get started. And then I'd love to touch on sort of the promotion that's going on where they kind of guarantee you a certain income, which I love, if you get a certain amount of volume.
Okay, so to get started, it's really super easy. It's simple. You can get started for the cost of going to Target or less. um, you can get into business for anywhere from 40 to a couple hundred to about $700, depending on your comfort level. But it's super easy once you get enrolled. It's a $39.99 to enroll. And you will get a self-replicated website. You will get access to more content than you can imagine to post on your social medias. You'll have all the different apps and the Facebook groups and everything so that you can just plug into what is already proven. We have XM packs, which will, if you're serious about getting started in this business, and you want to try these products out, I highly recommend starting off with the XM pack, because that will bring you in at a little bit higher of a level. You'll have more experience with some of the products, and there's a lot of benefits that come with that as well. So whoever invited you here, get back to that person and they can give you more details on the benefits of the XM pack. And what else, David? The promo.
Yeah, I mean, what's really cool is the company right now recognizes the need for simplicity when it comes to predicting income. And one of the biggest things I hear out there is, oh, well, some of these compensation plans are so, discombobulated and so complex. Well, the company has made it very, very simple. They've said, if you come in and you get started, and if you did buy, one of the XM packs comes with, say for, $350 to $400, you get some products that you're going to love to try and sample. It's a tax write-off. And you're able to basically start a business for pennies, really. When you think about it, or the average trip to Target, like Rachel said, you get $200 in free product credit over the next 4 months. You get a free ticket to the event convention. You get all these like bonuses, but let's say that's 500 points, right? And you just need 1,500 points, and you're getting $400 from the company and $100 from our team specifically. So if you do that in your first month, that's a $500 paycheck. So you want a $1,000 paycheck, just double that, get 3,000 in volume. You get 1,000 from the company, guaranteed to have a comma check. We'll throw 100 in there for you. So $1,100. So it's a good way to really get started. I want you to ask yourself this: what difference would an extra $500,000 make? I do know this. I read this statistic recently that 60% of people do not have at least $1,000 in the bank. And that was shocking to hear, that a lot of us, what I mentioned in the beginning, this concept of like money coming in, bills coming in, money going right out, people aren't keeping their money. And then you ask yourself, well, why is it that the rich get richer and everyone else just barely survives and hangs on? It's very simple. There's two ways to get financially ahead. Number one, to cut back. Cutting back's no fun. How much can you cut back before life just isn't fun anymore, right? What are we going to do? Eat ramen for the rest of our life? It's like, really? You can only cut back so much, and that's not living in abundance. We all have dreams and hopes, and I'm too old to be driving a car with a leaky sunroof. I did that when I was 16. But the second way to get ahead is to make more money, right? Because when you make more money, you pay down your debt, you make investments, you pay off your credit cards and get rid of that stupid debt, right? And then you can start to build wealth. And so, having a business like this where you can work in your time at your convenience, plug and play with all the tools, all the systems that we have, I think the timing has never been better. Rachel, just before we leave, what's kind of your goal and your next step? What do you look forward to most about having the income from this business? And has there ever been a time where you just had to unplug for a month or two, and if you were in any other job, there'd be no paycheck, but the Modere money kind of kept coming in?
Yeah, well, to your point, David, this business is amazing because you can work as much or as little as you want. It can sit on the back burner, or it could be at the very front of your priorities. So while I was building out the Yoga Barn Ranch, I guarantee you, I barely worked Modere, but guess what? That income kept coming in. And that was what made it possible for me to build out my retreat center. There would be no other way financially for it to even happen, and for time. And then, with where we're going, it's incredible because I'm building out another retreat center. We're doing a huge facelift on the Yoga Barn Ranch. We're doing YBR 2.0. That's amazing. I'm so grateful. And also in the last in 2022, I had a really challenging year. I had a lot of loss in my life, a lot of grief, and my son broke his tibia and his fibula in the mix of it all. So I barely worked my business. I just couldn't. I was grieving. I was trying to be a caretaker, and it was a lot. And thank God I had my Modere check, because I couldn't pull myself together and show up and go to work. But guess what? I could post on social media, and I could help my team post on social media, and I could help my network leverage their social influence. Maybe I wasn't in a place to really leverage mine in front of the camera, but I could still build and I could still do this. So that for me, it was huge, David. I mean, if I had, I was the only one caring for my son. He had a cast up to his hip, and I had a puppy. It was crazy time. So, yeah, the gratitude for this company and the freedom of time, it has been the biggest blessing for me, and I can't speak enough about it. It's been the biggest blessing. I'm able to do what I want every single day.
Well, that is so powerful. I love what you said about it's here when you want it to be. Life is busy. People are busy, paying the bills, just getting by. Like you said, dealing with family, dealing with loss. Everybody's always got something going on in life. And one of the things I study, I think this is a good message to kind of leave on. One of my things that I study in life are called like deathbed conversations. And it sounds morbid, but it's those end of life people who they give you advice right before they're about to pass away. And I read that all the time in those articles. And they say the things they say are not, I wished I worked more. I wished I made more money. That's not what you hear. You hear, I wish I spent more time with my family. I wished I reached out to my friends more. Obviously, this is a networking business. One of the first things we do is tell you to reach out to your friends, see what they're up to, not pitch them on a business. My coaching, I tell people, reach out to all your friends, all your relatives, all the people that you probably should be reaching out to anyway, and have a conversation, see what's going on. And if they ask you what you're doing, you can share what you're doing, but you're not there to pitch them. And so people say all the things that they wish they had done in life, not drive away from the people I love the most. I don't want to drive away from them for 8 to 10 hours a day and leave them alone and then come back having spent the best hours of my day with someone else that I don't even like or wouldn't spend my life with. And now what's left of your life is the crumbs of your life. And that's not how life is meant to be lived, you guys. So with our business, we truly have a way for you to find the better side of life, to find a better way. We don't make any income claims. I'll just give the disclaimer, all of the income is commission-based. There's no guarantees. But I will tell you this, you're going to work for somebody. You might as well work for yourself. And when you work for yourself, you can work as little or as much as you want, as evidence here with Rachel's story. I'm so glad we had you tonight. I know you have an event to go to right now, but I'm so glad that we had you tonight to share your story. If you're inspired by Rachel's story, tag somebody in this. We're going to broadcast this live. Rachel's going to broadcast it on her page. Tag somebody, share this with them. And then if you're watching the replay, let us know you're watching the replay, but also get back to the person that shared this with you and reach out to them. Don't reach out to me or Rachel if you're not connected with us or not our friend. Reach out to them about how to get started with this. Like I said, with very low overhead. Rachel mentioned it's $40 literally for a membership to become a marketer. But there are, some packages you can get and things like that. So don't delay, start something new for yourself and your family and take life into your own hands. Rachel, what's your favorite quote? What's your favorite message that you tell everybody that you live by? What are some words to live by to send us off?
Well, one of them is, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. So if it's meant to be, make it happen. You're in control of your life. You take the reins and don't settle. Don't settle. Don't settle on yourself. Don't settle on your future. Don't settle on your kids, your family, your friends. Don't settle on your creator. Just rise up. We get one shot.
Amen. Amen. Thank you guys. We'll be here next Thursday live on this Facebook wall with another special guest, 5 p.m. every Thursday in April. Thank you so much. Have an incredible night. Thank you, Rachel Latuca, and we'll see you guys. Appreciate you.